Still here, giving out free copies of the Quran.
I would rather speak to people who are not supporting.
So we came through, the kind of major attacks.
We stand for socialism, Marxism, Leninism.
The Quran actually was revealed in Arabic.
So we are a group of people who support peace. We agree with a two-state solution.
There is no way that they're going to allow a two-state solution.
The main cause is the class divide of people.
There are lots of people, elderly people especially, who are afraid to come into the city centre now.
What has to happen is an end of the occupation.
Imagine being killed for your opinion.
Is that something that the left and right agree on?
They don't arrive by dinghy, they arrive by limousine, don't they?
That's a major curtailment of free speech.
He's upset, wants money. I don't have cash, don't carry cash, sorry. I don't have any cash. Photos are free. Don't have any cash. I don't carry cash. No idea what you're saying. No idea what you're saying. No idea what you're saying. Aye. Aye. I've no idea what you're saying. No idea what you're saying. Alright, I'll take another photo. You've gone mental. There we go. Have a nice day. You're on a public street, pal. Yeah. Aye. Are you alright? There you go. Yours, alright. It's pretty quiet today. Something to do with the weather. Really quiet today. So I'll just head down Sucky Hall Street onto Buchanan Street. See what's happening there. The sun's out. Short while. Oh, short while. A bit busier down here. Usually is. Quite busy down here. A lot of people. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if there's anything on, if that's just people going about their business. Find out. How you doing?
Well, we're just here doing a stall. We're basically doing a stall here, giving out free copies of the Quran and just speak to the public.
Right. So what's the difference between Islam and Christianity?
Well, the difference between Islam and Christianity is Christianity obviously believes. Well, in Islam, we see Christianity and Muslims are very, very close. There's a single difference, and that is that Christians believe that Jesus was the Son of God.
Yep.
We believe that Jesus was a prophet. Basically.
Okay, all right.
Can I look here?
Aye, sure. So,
Yes, we've got like this one. You can take this one as well. Just misconceptions about Islam.
all right, brilliant. Aye, that's great.
Have a
Aye.
read through it. Yeah, of course.
Is it?
I'll give you a bag for that as well. Because it's getting a bit cold.
So does that translate literally into English? Or
Literally, yeah. So the Quran actually was revealed in Arabic, and this is basically an English translation of the Arabic.
Yep.
So the Arabic language is quite heavy. So it's a very, very heavy language, which means certain words that encompass the full essence of the word, you'd read it in Arabic. So we have access to the source, which is the Arabic language, but to make it accessible for people, we've got it in English. So that's for you, right?
So I would understand it the same if I read
You'd
it
understand
in
it the same.
Arabic or if I read it in English?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that in my backpack. Thank you very much. Thanks for your
No
time.
worries, no worries.
Cheers. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
You can have a free copy of the Quran.
Hiya. Thank you.
Give a leaflet.
You all right to say a few words about what you're doing here today, what your purpose is?
Of course, of course.
What is it that you do?
Just for YouTube, I've just started recently doing a wee vlogging in the city centre and going to different protests here and there and seeing it from
Both sides.
both sides.
All sides.
All sides.
What's
aye.
your name? Can we see you anywhere?
It's called On Our Streets.
On our streets?
It's on YouTube.
They got a few followers?
Just 60 odd just now. It's
All right, so
not
you're
been
just
gone.
starting. Good, okay.
Of course
Just
we can do
started.
it, yes, absolutely.
So where are you here
Are you
today?
on? Are you
It's
ready?
on, it's all,
on
that
all
one's
the time?
always on,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so we're an organisation that advocates for peace between the Israeli and the Palestinian people. Do you want me to hold that?
Yeah, sure.
So we advocate for peace. We've been coming here for 10 years. We come every Saturday for 10 years. And then you'll be able to see we've got banners. And on the banners it says pro-Israel, pro-Palestinian, pro-peace. Because we support the right of both sides to have their own homeland. And we talk to people in the street about what's going on. Some people come and they speak to me and they're very supportive, which is nice. Some people come over and they're not very supportive, which is also okay.
Yeah.
Because I would rather speak to people who are not supportive.
Yeah.
Because I want to have a constructive conversation about what's going on. So that's a lot more important than speaking to people who might be very nice and agree with me.
Yeah.
And so we are a group of people who support peace and support the right of the Israeli people to have a homeland in Israel. So we agree with a two-state solution. So in fact, people don't know this, but anyone who supports a two-state solution is a Zionist.
Really?
Yeah, because now people don't know that because people think Zionism is to do with all sorts of things,
Oh, yeah.
including racism, but it's not.
Well, the way I understand it is this is the Jewish people want to have their own state.
Yes.
It might be further than that, but that's
No,
the way I
no,
understand it.
that's all it is. A Zionist is someone who believes that the Jewish people should have a homeland in the ancient home of Israel.
Yeah.
That's all it means. So if you believe that the Palestinians should have a state and the Jewish people should have a state, by definition, you are a Zionist. You might not know it, but you are, because that's all Zionism means. But it's been expanded,
I see.
and people say lots of things about it which are completely untrue
Yeah.
because they're ignorant,
Yeah.
because they don't know what it means. And once you know what it means, then you can then understand what you want to see happening. And if you want to see a two-state solution, you are by definition a Zionist.
Okay.
And so even you were surprised when I said that.
Yeah.
And most people don't really understand that. And that's why they say terrible things about Zionism and Zionists and call them all sorts of names. But they don't really know what it means. So we are here usually from 11 till 3.
Okay.
We talk to anybody that wants to talk. There's a stall down there, which is supposed to be a pro-Palestinian stall. And if you go and speak to them and you say, I disagree with you, they swear at you and tell you to go away. if you come here and say you disagree with me, I'll ask you why.
Why, yeah.
And let's understand
I
if
think
there's
that's what
anything
we
we
need
can
is more conversation.
That's exactly
You
what
don't
we
need to
believe.
agree with people.
No,
you can
no,
still
absolutely,
talk to
absolutely.
them and disagree.
Absolutely. And then if you then disagree, you shake hands and you say, I'm sorry we disagree, but we can have a conversation.
A lot of people think that being in a big group of the people that agree with them and not having any outside influence,
They don't
that's
like
great.
anybody that disagrees.
The world would be a boring place if everybody
Absolutely,
agreed.
and that's
everything.
never going to happen.
Yeah,
You've only got to look at Glasgow and Celtic and Rangers, and you know that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So people disagree about lots of things, but you should still be able to talk about it
Exactly,
and
yeah.
end up,
Totally agree with you,
in a civilized manner, shake hands and say maybe I'll come back and speak to you again.
Can I just say
Yes,
about the
you wanna
free,
go round?
it says free Gaza
Yes,
from Hamas.
yes, that's correct.
Actually something that I 100% agree with, but
Well-
you don't hear a lot of the left-wing sort of supporters
No, because
saying that. They just shout free Palestine.
Exactly,
free
but they
Palestine.
don't recognize that the reason there's a war going on in Gaza and has been for 2 years is because of Hamas.
Yeah, 7th.
And do you know that only yesterday in the United Nations in the General Assembly there was a vote taken on a motion that Hamas need to come out of Palestine. Most of the world agreed with that. And that's what we hope will happen soon, because when Hamas come out, there will almost certainly be peace.
Personally, I think Hamas could end the war today.
Of course it could, of course. All
Get
they
the
need to do
hostages out,
exactly,
back and leave.
and then it'll be over.
They're
It'll be
subjugating
absolutely
the
over.
people. And my opinion is that they knew that this was all going to happen. They knew
Yes.
that thousands of the people would die.
Yes, because of
And
what
they
they
knew
did.
that people all over the world would get the Palestine flag out and march up and
Yes,
down.
yes.
But what I try and say to some people, they don't like it, is all your flag waving and shouting free Palestine is great, right? But it's not going to convince Mr. Netanyahu
Not
to
going to make
drop
any difference.
one less bomb or to
Not
do
gonna
one
make-
less air raid.
Exactly. So, as you say, if Hamas said we're going to let the hostages go and we're going to put our guns down, there will be peace. And the question is, why don't they do that? Because they want to see more people being killed.
Yeah.
That's what they want,
Yeah.
and that is bad, obviously, for Israel when people are dying. But it's worse for the Palestinians.
Oh, of course, a lot
much worse.
For the Palestinian,
So,
it's a lot worse, yeah.
so we believe in peace. We advocate for peace. I would talk to anybody that's prepared to talk to me about anything at all, and I think that's the only way to make things up is to talk.
Do you get people being aggressive
Oh,
and
yeah,
abusive with you?
of course you do, yes. Yeah. But then you expect that from some people, because some people are not very good at controlling themselves.
Yeah.
But I still try and talk to them. But if they become really aggressive and if they start swearing, I tell them to go away.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to have a civilized conversation, there's absolutely no point.
Have you had anything that's been more than just a bit abusive?
No.
Just
We've been very lucky.
That's
We've been here 10 years and we've never had a really serious incident. We've had a few skirmishes, but nothing too serious.
You Jewish yourself?
I am, but
Do you live in Scotland?
I live in
or
Glasgow, yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you feel since the 7th of October,
Oh, it's worse. It is much worse.
do you
Anti-Semitism.
feel a bit
Well, I've
less
seen.
safe? Shall we say?
Well, the situation in general is less safe,
Yeah.
right? But because I've been around for quite a long time, I feel I can look after myself. But there are lots of people, elderly people especially, who are afraid to come into the city centre
Yeah.
now because they're afraid of what might happen to them. And they, if they wear a Star of David, they hide it. If they wear, if they cover their heads, they hide it because they're afraid that they might be attacked. And that's terrible to
That is
happen in
terrible.
Glasgow.
That is,
Glasgow is a friendly place,
That is, most
and
of the
everybody
people are.
should feel safe here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not the case at the moment.
No, it's not. The world's gone a bit mad, isn't it? There's
Absolutely.
conflict
Yes,
everywhere.
yes.
There's. I don't know if you know the guy Charlie Kirk.
Oh, yeah, of course I do. Yes, of
Which,
course. That was
uh,
terrible. What happened there?
Yeah, I've-
Imagine being killed for your opinion.
For your opinion.
That's not right.
I haven't watched everything he's seen, but what I have seen of him is that he debates people. He might have said some things that have been terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be a
it's-
reason to kill him.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody should be allowed to say what they
I've
believe is
actually
right.
seen so many videos of people cheering that he's dead and things
Terrible.
like that. and
Terrible.
It's
Terrible.
awful.
No, it's
That's really awful.
It's criminal. It really is. People have no respect.
No respect anymore.
No, it's terrible, and have no respect for life.
A lot of people don't. When you disagree with them, they get very angry, like you said, and they just think they should
there's no
conform to their opinion and their ways, their
I
beliefs.
I don't mind what anybody believes as long as they don't try and put it on me.
Yeah.
They have a freedom to do and think whatever they want in the same way that I have. I'm having a conversation with you, I'll give you my opinion and we can discuss it. And if you decide to accept it, that's good. And if you decide not to accept it, that's also
Fair
good.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Of course.
okay.
What do you think of it? There's a big rally going on in London today.
There is about free speech, is that right?
It's headed under Unite the Kingdom, but I think it's mainly about free speech because a lot of people feel their free speech has been taken away for tweets and things like that.
Yes, I heard it on the news this morning. I knew it was quite a big demo as well, I think.
It looks, I watched a bit on YouTube before I came out and it looked as if there was tens of thousands there, and that was at 11. It wasn't supposed to kick off till 1, but I don't know.
It's good that people feel strong enough to do that.
I hope it stays peaceful. I'm not so sure it will though.
Well, it should be peaceful. It should be peaceful. Every march and demonstration should be peaceful. If they break the law, that's different.
Yeah.
And no, it's not up to me to decide what the law is. There are people who do that. But people should not break the law.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they should be willing to abide and keep it all civilized.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, listen, we are here every week. My name is Sammy.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
Thanks for
And
talking.
So come again.
Yeah.
We're here from
Well,
11 to 3.
Excellent.
And every time you come, we could talk about something slightly
Good.
different.
Yeah, that'd be great,
And
yeah.
we can do that. Hopefully that'll be interesting.
It will be. Thank you very
Have a
much
good
for your
day.
time. You
Have a
too.
good day.
Thank you.
So will I find you on YouTube?
It's on our streets.
On our streets.
It's called. Yeah.
Okay. Have a good day. It's
Thank you.
sunny now, so that's good.
Well, for how long we don't know.
That's the sort of guy.
A blood?
No, they just spoke something.
What do you do today?
Just a wee bit of YouTube vlogging. I'm just asking the people, all the people that's got the stands up, just what they're here for. Are you part of this stand?
Did you get the top stand there?
What, sorry?
Did you get them up there?
I got the guys with the Quran. I got the next one, the kind of Jewish guy, the Israel flag, and
Aye.
just working my way down.
Aye.
Just if anybody wants to say a few words, what you're here for, what's your message?
Well, that's Johnny. They've been here 24 years.
Sure.
There's John and all, he's been 24 years.
Okay.
And Margaret's away here. She's the one that started the stall here.
Right, okay.
She's actually on the flotilla.
All right, aye. Great. Well, she's kind of famous one, isn't she?
Aye, well, there's a whole load of boats going on.
Is it? Aye.
And she's on the first boat.
When does it get there?
Well, it's sort of how close it can get. You know, every year they see how close it can get, so you don't know if they're going to get there at all, you know. So they might just get murdered as soon as they're done with the turkeys. They just jumped the boat and murdered them all.
I think I saw something, I've maybe not got it right, but I thought did Greta Thunberg, did she get removed from somewhere, arrested when she tried to go the last time? No?
Aye.
So where was that she got arrested, do you know?
No.
No, sure. I remember kind of seeing it, but I don't really know where it was she was arrested. I imagine she wouldn't have got into Gaza.
No, they wouldn't let anything, they'd just kill you. Go in there. But someday they'll get in, you know.
Aye. Some Rangers fans by the looks of it. Were they getting a bit of abuse, were they? Make my way down the street and just asking all the stalls that are here what they're here for, what their aim is.
We're here is, we've been here for 24 years doing this.
Right.
We started, I've always been against pro-Palestine, never done anything, but too busy bringing up the kids,
Right.
things like that. But you're ready, yeah. So
Webcam thing.
It's just thing for YouTube. I'm just my channel is just a new channel. I just get about most of the time I've been going about demos and things, asking people on all sides what their opinions are and everything.
You're on a wee YouTube thing then, yeah.
just started it recently, last couple of months.
Aye, good on you.
Just to see what your so obviously I can see kind of what it's about, but he's told me you've been here maybe 24 years.
Aye, a long time now, so we came through, the kind of major attacks, 2008, 2009, 2014, and now of course the genocide. It's horrendous, but the amount of support that we get here is just really very impressive, and obviously as the time has gone on, people have just got, it's terrible, that it's had to come through this, but people are educated about the background, the context to what's going on, the legalities of it. So every single thing that Israel is doing is illegal under international law.
So what would be the solution? War stops.
We always say here, ultimately we are a campaign group. We're here to tell people what the issues are basically, and to kind of lobby to campaign for the Palestinian cause. It's ultimately up to Palestinians to decide. And in actual kind of legal terms, they've got the right of return, under UN resolutions. So ultimately, it's up to them. A whole lot of talk about. We've got our own views on it.
What's your views?
Well, basically, look at it on the ground, as I say just now. The regime, Israel, basically says it's facts on the ground. So we're there, we're staying. But basically, they're there. Every single, the International Court of Justice just last year made a ruling, unequivocal ruling, and it was great, kind of wrapped everything up that's already kind of known. That under international law, every single, their presence, Israel's presence and conduct inside the occupied Palestinian territories, so that's the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, is unlawful. Under international law. In actual fact, they've got until this month, they gave them a year to vacate the illegal settlements. It's not going to happen, but under international law.
Do you think the UN are kind of past their worthiness?
147 countries have already voted to recognise the Palestinian state. Know that that's going to change things overnight. Some of the more recent culprits, Britain, France, are now basically.
Britain's going to do it at the end of this month, was it?
Pushed into the situation of doing it. But that's basically to cover their own back. It doesn't really, and it certainly doesn't resolve the situation. What has to happen is an end of the occupation, kind of bringing down to the apartheid state. And people always say to us, does Israel have a right to exist? And we always say, did apartheid South Africa have a right to exist? And that was a question at the time. So it's a similar, if not more, present important question now. So in terms of a two-state solution, there is no way that they're going to allow a two-state solution.
Even that'll ever happen.
In any event, it doesn't resolve the problem, the fundamental problem. 20% of the population inside nominal Israel just now are Palestinians. They're living under an apartheid state. So the problem is apartheid inside Greater Israel just now. So even if there was this nominal two-state solution, it wouldn't resolve it. It's not resolve anything. But ultimately, it's up to Palestinians to decide. But the Israel is imploding from within. That's a thing to recognise. Its economy's tanking. More and more people are actually leaving from there because they don't have any faith in having a future there. So that's another aspect. International law is completely against what they're doing. So the whole thing's unravelling. It's going to take time. Terrible. There'll be much more bloodshed, no doubt.
Seems to be a bit of a breakdown in international law, isn't there, with Russia and Israel, and there's a lot going on in Africa.
They call it, the international order. In reality, it's the West and America's behest. So, there's certainly a breakdown in the nominal sort of protocols of international law, because Israel is testing it to the fullest. It acts with impunity. America just allows them to do it. If you want to look elsewhere, there's a whole kind of crisis in that respect in relation to America and the West and NATO in particular. This whole thing about Russia just now, this could have been avoided. this was mooted way back in the 80s, before the Berlin Wall. The pledge was given to Russia, not 1 inch eastwards. And NATO reneged it, America reneged it, particularly under the Clinton administration, and gradually they moved increasingly, incrementally up along the border, into weapons systems in Poland and all these countries, and intensified the threat. So I'm not any particular fan of Putin, but the reality is, this was never going to be allowed to happen. Russia, there's no way that you're going to permit this on the border. So,
do you think they're going to go further? No, it's not Palestine, but the thing in Poland the other day with the drones and just lots of conspiracy theories
I think
flying about.
It's still kind of unexplained what that was about, but I don't have any kind of impression that Russia has got the wherewithal or the resources or the will to go and, this kind of scaremongering Ukraine now. I mean, even here, the far right and Starmer people, in order to pump up the case for more arms spending, have been saying, we must back Europe, Europe must resist. This is complete warmongering, this is scaremongering. So NATO's a problem. NATO is expansionist ideology and interest behind NATO, the big arms companies, getting countries to increase their GDP spending on NATO and armaments. All suits the arms companies, it sees the profit wrapping up.
There's a big arms demo fair or something in the last few days, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Seen a bit of that on YouTube,
and I think even Starmer, the British government, came out and said to Israel they couldn't tender. This is them basically covering back a bit now. In reality, they're backing into the help, still sending, giving licences for F-35 components to be sent, backing them politically,
Right.
But they know they're under a lot of pressure now, and they have to be seen to be covering their back,
Right, okay. Fine, just a question, there's a big demo in London today, you know about it, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I understand this is kind of mobilisation of the far right, and this is a terrible thing. Obviously you've got malignant forces amongst the far right itself. Farage people of reform are cashing in on this, getting people divided. But a lot of the blame has to go back to Starmer, people themselves, coming out with this rhetoric, this rivers of blood type rhetoric and speech. Strangers on our island, so they've got a lot to answer for, in my view.
A lot of people are saying it's about free speech. Well, but what do you think of that? Do you think you're getting denied free speech?
Who?
General public in Britain and Scotland and England.
I don't think that people have particularly been denied free speech, other than if you look at the Palestine Action thing. People are being, arrested and charged and, carted off for daring to speak out about the prescription of an organisation that's trying to stop a genocide. Whether you agree with Palestine Action or no, that's a major curtailment of free speech. I don't see any other particular kind of curtailment in that regard. This is an attack on the left. This is an attack on civil liberties at that level.
But you've got people on the right out today in London demonstrating against, saying they don't have free speech.
They have.
Is that something that the left and right agree on?
No, I mean, these people are out. Nobody's stopping them from being out in the street. They're subject to the same would-be laws as anybody else, but they're actually out in the street. Sort of this idea that they don't have free speech is a misnomer. They're out shouting about migrants and ratcheting up the kind of hate agenda, unwanted.
Right.
But nobody's stopping them coming out and doing it.
No, I watched a bit out before I came out today on YouTube. Seems as if there's a big attendance. I've got last up there and they said, do you think it will stay peaceful down there today?
Probably not. We've got an increasingly volatile situation here. And a major part of the problem is that people look around and they look at for political alternatives. They look for political solutions, and they're not there when you
A
when you
lot
look
of
at
people are going to Farage, aren't they?
exactly. So they look at Starmer and people like that. They're singing from the same essential hymn sheet, you know, as
Do you
far
think
right
he's handing the keys of Downing Street to Farage?
I mean, it's possible. I think less likely up here, but they will get a vote here as well, nonetheless. But the real crucial issue is that there is no credible alternative. We're hoping, a lot of us, that with the coming together of the Corbyn Sultanate alignment into the new party of the left, you know, that does bring a credible alternative. And if nothing else, it takes down that Labour Party, you know, after generations of betrayal. And that hopefully out of the ashes of that, there will come about a credible left alternative that is not going to placate, the far right and kind of, peddle that same horrible narrative.
Yep.
So everything's unravelling. It's very dynamic.
There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
A hell of a lot going on.
But it's a dangerous situation, because people are on the. People have been battered economically, and whenever that happens, that's a kind of that's a situation in which they're susceptible basically to this kind of horrible narrative.
Got you.
And I mean, we hear like next week up here, some of the kind of far right are going to marshal their forces up near Buchanan Steps there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are coming and enjoying that. A lot of people that come and join it as they did the last time aren't necessarily kind of far right fascist people. Maybe kind of clear about that, This is just people that are disenchanted, that are fearful, and just don't see any other kind of options. So they're ripe for this, being brought into.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting taken in by a lot of rhetoric.
Yeah.
Politicians that don't seem to serve the people.
They've got ulterior agendas, there's no doubt about this. It's a vacant space, it's a dynamic space for exploitation of people, that don't really kind of know a lot and are just very, very kind of upset and disenchanted because there's nothing down for them.
Yeah.
Politically, economically, and it's always, and you've always seen it in history, this is a scapegoat, just point to the migrants,
Yeah.
I listened to that Piers Morgan last night, the other night. And
Saw a little bit of that last night. I just got the kind of tail end of it.
Yeah, it was just utterly disgraceful, and he's kind of ramping it up, he's on this kind of crusade about it's the migrants and the NHS is broken. Yes, it's broken because of generations of underfunding, not because there are a few migrants coming in, So it's a horrible situation. But fundamentally, the leading political class have got so much to answer for, and they've got to get found out. I think these people will get found out, and he in particular will get found out over Palestine. Utterly. I wouldn't even say he's betrayed because it was never there. It was an establishment placement. He was put in there because he's establishment safe, but he showed his true colours. The purge of the left in the Labour Party, purging of Corbyn, the coup essentially that's going on, and his utter failure over Palestine.
All right, thanks very much.
Days are numbered.
I better move on and get some more views and see if I can get up the road before it rains again.
Aye, yeah.
Thanks, what's your name again?
John.
Thanks for talking to us anyway.
Aye.
Thank you.
Right.
All right,
What's going to be
cheers.
a blog, are you?
It's On Our Streets, it's called.
On Our Streets.
On YouTube.
Aye.
Only just started. Only about
Can't be looked.
60 odd subscribers or something.
Good on you.
All right then.
Good
Thanks
talking
very
to
much.
you.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye bye. Hey, are you with this?
Yes,
I'm just asking all the stands here if they want to say a few words about.
I did that last week. You just shot.
I'm just asking all the stands down the Buchanan Street here if they want to say a few words about what you're here for, what do you stand for, what's your agenda?
It's the Communist Party of Britain.
Yeah.
We stand for socialism, Marxism, Leninism,
explain a wee bit about Marxism and Leninism? Some people might not know.
Yeah, no, it is.
Just briefly.
Yeah, Marxism and Leninism, it's a political belief in which we believe that capitalism is not a stable system and must be changed fundamentally, but we're also not so naive that we think that a moneyless, classless state can be achieved just like that. So we believe in a middle ground state, a vanguard state, to ensure that the changes can be implemented correctly, and so that any sort of revolutionary progress isn't interfered with, stopped, anything like that. And Marxist-Leninist countries have seen great success. Look at China. China is doing incredibly well.
Yeah.
Their politicians aren't being shot left, right, and centre. So they're not having their economy isn't stagnating or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we just think that's what's best for Britain.
All right.
Yeah.
How long have you been? Do you come here every week, or is it
Sometimes the stall is here every
stalls
week.
here every week? Yeah.
We all take turns, and we're always up for a good chat, friendly conversation and debate.
Good.
You respect us and we respect you. That's it.
Yeah. Just as I walked over, was somebody giving you a bit of abuse? Do you get a lot of that?
Oh well, it's a political stall. You're gonna get the odd shout, but it's like any other.
Yeah.
It's like any other. It's actually not too bad.
You don't ever get any violence or anything like that?
Very
No.
rarely. Very, very rarely.
So you have had some sort of maybe had to call the police or
Maybe in my time, been doing it for about 5 years, and maybe once or twice.
once or twice.
What's this for? What's this?
It's just a YouTube channel. I've just recently started it. It's called On Our Streets.
Yeah.
So just asking people on our streets what they're doing, what they stand for. It just shows the stalls today. I've been to some of the protests nationally up and down the country. I like to talk to all sides and just see that.
We have good relations with the Palestine
Yeah, I see you've
people
got
as
the
well.
flag there, yeah.
We help each other out. They're good people.
Yeah, I just didn't talk to John there for maybe about 15-20 minutes there.
Yeah.
So what sort of side of the political spectrum would you say you're on? You left, right, centre?
This is the left, but we don't think of it as left in the sort of culture war sense. We think that all the problems that we see that are tried to tackle like by the news and things are really just distractions from the main cause, and the main cause is the class divide of people, the wealth, the widening gap of the ultra wealthy.
I have to agree with you there, yeah.
And of course we believe that racism and homophobia and things like that are issues, but of course I really think that those are distractions to keep people occupied on the wrong things. The only way to eliminate those issues is to eliminate the capitalist system.
Okay. There's a big protest in London today. Do you know about that?
Was it the Unite UK thing?
I think that's the name of it, Unite the Kingdom, and a lot of people are saying they're protesting about their lack of free speech. How do you agree or disagree with that?
Free speech. I mean, free speech. I don't really agree with anything they have to say. I think they've got. I understand their
personally,
frustration.
do you think you have free speach and you can?
Well, I mean,
I
can say I'm a communist and not be arrested, but I don't think there is free speech in the sense of the press is all owned by the same few people, spewing the same few things. If one of them says immigration's the problem and the other says racism's the problem, at the end of the day, they're owned by the same few people and they're still getting money. We're still focusing on the wrong thing. The press is never going to say our owners are the problem, are they? So no, we don't really have freedom of speech, but not in the sense of what they're protesting in London. I think that's just culture war shite, to be honest. And I understand why they're frustrated. I really do. I totally get it.
Just think they're aiming their anger in the wrong direction.
Exactly. I'm not gonna tell someone who's angry about the system that they shouldn't be angry. I'm just saying it's not the person that's come over here on a dinghy that you've lost your job, or you're struggling to find one, or you're getting underpaid, or you're getting exploited. It's not, they don't arrive by dinghy, they arrive by limousine, don't they?
Yep.
The enemy.
Yep. Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. What was your name again?
Sonny.
Sonny, I'm
Nice to meet you,
thanks
mate.
for meeting you.
Pleasure.
Thanks for talking to us. Thank you. Cheers. There we go then. I think that's all the stalls, actually. I thought there was one or two more. Okay, that was a nice seat for the 10. Let's try it. Yep, let's try it. So I've been in here recording for an hour and a quarter, and I've been in a bit longer than that before I started recording, and I haven't seen one copper. Not one. Some people might say that's a good thing, but that is something to kick off. Nowhere.
Would you want to learn more about Jesus? Sure. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Would you want to come to a church service tomorrow, worship Jesus Christ?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, have a great day.
You too. People wandering about, asking people if they want to go to church. There's nothing wrong with that, but it'd be better with a wee stall. You know. Whoa, Bertie. Okay.
And my grandson's called Harrison.